18 people dead in just 3 days, most of them elderly or living alone. 43 million Americans are under life-threatening weather alerts right now. And here's what's keeping emergency responders up at night. The cold hasn't even peaked. What's hitting the US right now isn't just a snowstorm. It's what experts call an Arctic air outbreak, and it's way more dangerous. From February 6th to 9th, a massive chunk of Arctic air broke off from Canada. It's basically like someone opened a freezer door and forgot to close it. But here's what makes this different from the winter storms you remember. It's creating 3 deadly effects all at once. First, temperatures are plummeting to levels we haven't seen in years. Second, snow keeps falling continuously, storm after storm. And third, the old snow isn't melting, so new storms just pile on top. Now, if you're thinking, I've lived through cold winters before, I need you to understand, this is different. Wind chill in places like Chicago is hitting -20 to -35 Celsius. That's -4 to -31 Fahrenheit for my American folks. At those temperatures, you can get hypothermia in 15 to 30 minutes outside. That's not enough time to shovel your driveway or walk to a neighbor's house. And here's the heartbreaking truth, most people aren't dying during the storm. They're dying alone in their homes 2 to 3 days after it passes. Let me tell you what actually happened to many of these 18 victims. An elderly person loses power, thinks they can wait it out until morning. Maybe they don't want to bother their kids or neighbors at night. They pile on blankets, maybe sit in their favorite chair with a cup of tea. But the temperature inside drops to 23 degrees, and hypothermia sets in while they sleep. By the time a neighbor or family member checks on them, it's too late. This is what's happening in communities across America right now. And it's not just hypothermia we're talking about here. Heart attacks while shoveling snow are claiming lives, especially folks over 50. The combination of cold air, physical exertion, and existing heart conditions is deadly. Your body has to work so much harder in extreme cold just to stay warm. Then you add the strain of lifting heavy, wet snow, and your heart gives out. People are also dying from carbon monoxide poisoning trying to stay warm. When you're cold and desperate, bringing a gas heater or grill inside seems reasonable, but CO is silent, odorless, and it kills while you're sleeping. Every winter, this kills more Americans than the snowstorms themselves. So which areas are getting hit the hardest right now? The Midwest is taking a brutal beating. Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Minneapolis. But surprisingly, it's not the big cities where most fatalities happen. The deadliest region, Appalachia, West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, Western Pennsylvania. And this breaks my heart because these are the communities people forget about. Many homes were built before 1970. A lot of them wooden structures. Folks rely on electric heating or propane tanks, which can fail or run out. The mountainous terrain means rescue vehicles literally can't get in, and many households are on fixed incomes without backup generators. Here's what's happening in these areas right now. After the storm, snow melts slightly during the day, then freezes solid at night. Roads turn into literal ice sheets, slick as glass. When power goes out, indoor temperatures can drop to 23 Fahrenheit in 6 to 10 hours. Your furnace stops, your space heater dies, and the cold just creeps in. Elderly people can develop hypothermia while sleeping, and they simply don't wake up. This is where you see those tragic, found dead inside home headlines 2 to 3 days later. If you have parents, grandparents, or older neighbors in these areas, please check on them. Not just once, but every single day during this cold snap. A simple phone call asking, "Do you have heat? Do you have food?" can save their life. Now let's talk about the power situation, because this is critical. About 1,500 homes lost power just in New York City and Brooklyn alone. The city had to open 65 emergency warming centers to keep people alive. And if you lose power in this cold, you cannot afford to wait and see. When temps drop below 0 Fahrenheit, things start breaking fast. Water pipes burst, which means you lose water and potentially flood your home. Cars won't start, so you can't drive to a warming shelter even if you want to. The power grid gets overloaded when everyone cranks up their heaters at once. And remember those 18 deaths I mentioned at the beginning? That's just from the first 3 days of this outbreak. Weather models are showing the cold air isn't leaving yet. It's locked in place over the eastern half of the United States. The snow might stop falling, but the danger is actually increasing. This is when people get complacent, thinking the worst is over, and that's when they die. So if you're in an affected area, here's what you need right now. And if you're watching this for a parent or older relative, please share this with them. Keep your cell phone charged at all times. Have a backup battery pack. Have a landline if possible, because cell towers can fail when power goes out. Know your neighbors' phone numbers and addresses in case you need help or need to help them. Keep at least 3 days worth of your medications. Don't let prescriptions run low. Stock non-perishable foods that don't require cooking crackers. Peanut butter, canned goods. Have bottled water because if pipes freeze and burst, you'll have nothing. Keep extra blankets, warm socks, layers of clothing easily accessible. If you have a fireplace, make sure you have enough firewood and know how to use it safely. This is absolutely crucial. Get a battery-operated carbon monoxide detector. If you don't have one, go get one today, not tomorrow. Never, ever use a gas stove, outdoor grill, or generator indoors for heat. I don't care how cold it gets. That decision will kill you. Know where your nearest warming shelter is and how to get there if you lose power. Don't wait until you're freezing and desperate to figure this out. If you're on medication for heart conditions, high blood pressure, or diabetes, listen up. Extreme cold puts extra stress on your body, especially your cardiovascular system. Do not shovel snow yourself if you have any heart issues. Ask a neighbor, hire someone, call your church, but don't do it yourself. It's not worth it. And this is genuinely how people are dying. If you absolutely must go outside, dress in layers and cover every bit of exposed skin. At wind chills of -30 exposed skin can get frostbite in under 10 minutes. Limit your time outside to the absolute minimum necessary. Here's something most people don't realize about winter disasters. A normal snowstorm is most dangerous while the snow is falling, but a cold outbreak is most dangerous after the storm passes. Because the snow freezes solid, doesn't melt, and the next storm piles on top. This cascading effect is the main cause of winter deaths in America. It's not the dramatic footage you see on TV during the storm. It's the quiet, lonely tragedy that happens in the days after. People stuck without heat, without power, too proud to ask for help, or sometimes just not knowing who to call or where to go. If you're a younger person watching this, please take this seriously. Check on your parents, your grandparents, your elderly neighbors. Don't just text them. Actually call and talk to them. Make sure they have heat. Make sure they have food. Make sure they're not alone. If they're stubborn and say they're fine, check anyway. Pride and independence are wonderful qualities until they get you killed. That number of 18 deaths in 3 days is going to go up. There's no question about it. Not because the snow is getting worse, but because the cold keeps grinding people down. Day after day of brutal temperatures. Infrastructure keeps failing. People keep losing power, keep running out of supplies, keep getting desperate. The longer this goes on, the more dangerous it becomes. If there's one thing to take away from this, it's this. Don't underestimate the danger just because you've made it through cold winters before. This is different. The sustained cold is what makes it deadly. That's when pipes burst, when cars die, when people make fatal mistakes. They use dangerous heating methods because they're cold and scared. They go outside unprepared because they think they can handle it. They don't want to burden anyone, so they suffer in silence until it's too late. 43 million people are in the warning zone, and we're only on day 3. The next week is going to be critical for everyone in the path of this cold. Stay warm, stay connected with loved ones, and don't be afraid to ask for help. There is no shame in going to a warming shelter or staying with family. There is no prize for toughing it out alone in dangerous conditions. Weather like this doesn't care how independent or strong you've always been. You survive extreme cold by being smart and accepting help when you need it. If this information helped you, please share it with someone who needs to know. Especially share it with older relatives who might not be taking this seriously enough. Drop a comment if you or someone you know is dealing with this right now. Let's look out for each other, because that's how we all get through this. Stay safe out there, check on your neighbors, and stay alive.